But firstly, we have to start off with the boxing news. It was a disappointing day for South Africa as Japanese boxer Masamichi Yabuki won the IBF Junior Flyweight title from South Africa's Sivenathi Nontshinga with a 9th round technical knockout earlier today. The former WBC light flyweight champion Yabuki knocked Nontshinga down once in the 8th round and twice in the 9th round before the referee stopped the fight there in Japan in Nagoya. And Nontshinga's loss in his first title defense sees him drop now to 13-2 with 10 knockouts. And to look back at this fight and ahead to another one that's coming up on Monday, we are joined by a former stablemate of Sivenathi Nontshinga, but most importantly a former world champion. Hekkie Budler is here with us in studio. Great to see you, Hekkie. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
Well, it's weird. Thanks for having me. It's nice to be here, but also not nice because of what happened to Sive. I'm not happy about it, sad about it, but that's boxing. It's life.
What went wrong, though? Because I think everybody was surprised by the performance. It was not what we'd expect from a Sivenathi Nontshinga.
I think it was the power. He knew about the power. This guy's got what? He's won one fight on points. The rest of his knockouts. He hits extremely hard. He knocked out Kenshiro. He's an extremely good fighter, great puncher. I don't know. I think he just could not get into his groove. It was from round one. He just couldn't loosen up, couldn't let his hands go. But that's boxing. Sometimes you have an off night. It might have been an off night. It's life. It's not good to see, not good to say. It wasn't his best night.
You talk about the power. How much of what happened in Monte Carlo would have been at the back of his mind when he was knocked out in the second round by Adrian Curiel before he won his belt again?
No, it might have been because Curiel was not a puncher. If you look at his record, I think he had 3 or 4 wins by knockout at that stage. Yabuki is a puncher.
Yeah.
He goes in from round one to try and knock you out. Every punch he throws, he tries to knock you out. He's a traditional, normal Japanese fighter. That's what they do. But I don't know. It might have been a problem. I don't want to make excuses for him. I haven't spoken to him yet.
Yeah.
I'm giving him time because I like to. I've been through it. You need that little bit of break before you can process everything. But it might have been a problem. It might not have been. It might just have not been a good night for him. It might not have just felt it. It happens, and God willing, he can come back and be a world champion again. You
talk about the power. As a former boxer yourself, if you feel your opponent's power early in the round, does it play at the back of your mind also? Then are you wary? Do you become reluctant as the fight goes on? Because we could see that he was not himself. He wasn't fighting on the front foot like we expected him to as the champion. Yeah,
it does happen. It's happened to me before. When I fought Shiro as well, in the first round I felt his power.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's a bit different because, like you said, he got knocked out in Monte Carlo. That was still on his mind. It might have still been, and that also plays into it. And he wasn't himself. Like watching these replays on the screen now, he just was not himself. He didn't pressure. I heard Colin screaming from the side, pressure, stay on him, work. And he was just not getting into his groove. He wasn't letting his hands go. It was not the special one, I know, to be honest with you. But that's boxing. It does happen.
What would have been the game plan, or how do you plan for a big puncher like that?
Well, you keep your hands up, and I think the game plan for this fight was to walk him down, stay on him, and work, throw your punches, because that's what he had to do, but just not get hit. Defend yourself at all times, which he was doing in the start. He wasn't getting hit with a lot of shots. He was just not working back, throwing punches back. I think that would be my game plan. Stay on him and throw a lot of punches and defend yourself when you get out of the angles, when you move away from the shots so you can't get countered. I don't know what went wrong. Honestly, I don't know what went wrong.
Yeah, we certainly did not see the Sivenathi Nontshinga that we know and we expect in this defense against Yabuki. And many people are also asking the question now of why would a champion go and defend away from home? What leads to that?
Easy answer, money. It's easy, plain and simple. How much would he get paid in South Africa in rands compared to there where he's getting paid in dollars? It's financially just makes sense to go and fight that side. It just works out better. Yeah. I know this, it happened to me, it works out better.
Does it not put you at a disadvantage though, as the champion, and you're fighting in the challenger's background and he's going for your title here?
It most definitely does. But then again, if you look at a fighter like Uncle Brian Mitchell,
who the road warrior,
fought all his defenses were overseas, and he won them. So it's not impossible, but yeah, it is harder, most definitely. everything is against you. The crowd's against you. The crowd boos you. Okay, it's a bit Japan's a bit different, but some countries they boo you. But yeah, it is different stepping into their background, a place that they're used to. They know what to expect, what's going on. It is very hard, very difficult. But if you're a world champion, you have to get used to those circumstances and work through them.
And you know this team very well, obviously, having worked with Colin and Sive and the rest of the team. How badly do you think they're taking this one, Hekkie? From
personal experience, I've lost where Colin has cried, and I haven't. Where Colin got more upset than me. So I know Colin takes it like every fighter he trains, he takes all of us under his wing, and I think he takes the losses harder than we do. But that's part of it. If he loses, if we lose, he loses. That's what a lot of people don't understand with boxing. Yeah. If you're the manager or the trainer and your fighter loses the next fight, you're not going to make as much money. You're not going to be that exposed. You're not the world champion anymore, so they don't have to pay you that much. So the people who make money from you, the trainer and the manager, they're also losing money. Yeah. So it affects everybody around you, and it's not a nice feeling. It's heartbreaking to go through that.
And also, he was South Africa's only credible world champion. Now we don't have a credible world champion.
We do. Okay. We've got a WBC.
Oh, we've got Kevin Lorena, by the way. A couple of days ago, yes, he was elevated.
The third or fourth WBC champion in our history.
Yes, after
Congrats, Kevin. Good result for you. But yeah, it's not his fault that he got elevated to the champion. Yeah. They were busy negotiating a fight. The guy said, "Now I want to move up."
Yeah.
So he's the champion for a reason. He was a champion in waiting, and congratulations to him.
Yeah, he stepped up and has been given the title of the WBC Bridgerweight after Lawrence Okoli moved aside. So Kevin Lorena is the champion. So what is the way back now for a Sivenathi Nontshinga? He's bounced back before he's lost his title. He's gone to Mexico to win it again now. How would the road to redemption look like now?
Well, it all depends on the contract he signed. If the contract says a rematch clause, then he'll have the rematch like he did when he lost to Kirill. I never had that luxury of having rematches.
Yeah.
But yeah, things like that happen. If he doesn't get the rematch, get two or maybe three, just nice, good, getting back into the groove fights. But I believe there's still a fight in there. I believe he can still come back. How old is he? He's a youngster. He's a kid still.
26, I'm sure.
He's a child. Yeah. Okay, me saying that, yeah. But in my eyes, yeah. And I believe he can still come back. He's a good fighter. He trains hard. He puts everything into it. So I believe he can still come back.
But it's not all doom and gloom, though, for the team, because there's another South African boxer in Japan, Phumelela Kafu, will be fighting on Monday for the WBA title. How do you fancy his chances against Kosei Tanaka?
I think he's going to win.
Really?
It's going to be a hard fight. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be a hard fight. But if I look at, how can I say it? There's a South African who fought a similar opponent.
Yeah.
To Nagatani, and the South African actually stopped this opponent that he beat on points. And Kafu is a better fighter, in my personal opinion. So I think Kafu outboxes him and he beats him.
Even though it's his first crack at a world title and his first fight with Colin Nathan also.
I actually spoke to someone else asked me the same question. They thought I was nuts. But I honestly think he's going to win. I think Kafu is going to pull something out of the bag and he's going to get the win for us.
He's going to Japan for the first time. He was actually here 2 weeks ago. He's even going overseas for the first time in his life. He sounds very confident. But what can he expect in Japan as somebody who's been there and fought there numerous times?
Like I said earlier, if you go to some countries, like when I went to Mexico, the people were booing me. They were like threatening me. Where in Japan, it's a completely different side. Those people are so respectful and so nice to people that you'd almost think that they're coming to support you. I promise you. But you'll feel the pressure on it there, the time bases and things that the Japanese people follow. Like if they say it starts at 11, 10 to 11, you're standing ready to walk to the ring. Everything is time based. That's something to get used to. But it's so well organized, and they look after everybody that's part of the team. Yeah. I think he left a day after Colin and them left, so he's acclimatized. He's ready. I think he's going to love it. I loved Japan when I was there. It's an amazing country. It's not South Africa, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think he'll love it and he'll enjoy it.
And what do you like about him, about Phumelela Kafu, that you're tipping him to win this WBO junior bantamweight title?
Well, if you look at he beat one of my close friends, first a draw and then he beat him.
Jackson Chauke.
We were in the national team together. And I believe Jack is a very good fighter, in my personal opinion. He's extremely, to be an IBO world champ at the stage of his career where he is now, it's incredible. And Kafu beat him. And you have to be a good fighter to beat Jackson. He is crafty and a very good fighter. But also, seeing him in the gym, the things he does, the work he puts in, how he listens to what Colin tells him, he wants to win this. He's ready, and I think he's going to win.
Okay.
My money is on Kafu to win.
Okay, Hekkie Budler tipping Kafu to bring back the WBO junior bantamweight title. Before we let you go, there's another big fight tonight in Saudi Arabia. It's Riyadh season. 2 unbeaten Russians. Artur Beterbiev up against Dmitry Bivol. Beterbiev 20 wins, all by knockout here against the technician. How do you see this one, Hekkie?
I was leaning towards Beterbiev in the start. Then I watched some of their replays and I've seen them get knocked down, both of them get knocked down in fights. Then I thought, he might pull it out. It's a 50-50 fight. I think the first one to really land is going to win. I honestly don't know. I'll put my money on Beterbiev. I think he's got the harder punching power.
Yeah.
But Bivol's boxing IQ is so incredible. I don't know. It's a 50-50 fight. It can go either way. But if you want to bet, take the bet on the guy who's had all the knockouts.
That's 20-0. That's
yes,
Beterbiev.
And he eats like a crazy person. The one thing I have to say, age might be against him.
Okay. Maybe the younger guy in Bivol then could do it for Hekkie Budler. But it's been great having you here, Hekkie. We love your insight, and we're hearing in commentary here. We love the part that you're taking. Unlucky for Sivenathi Nontshinga, but there's still another chance for Phumelela Kafu to come back home with the WBO junior bantamweight title, and we wish him all the best. He'll be fighting on Monday around midday South African time.